All right, it is August 21 at 8:05 in the morning. He and I are doing our hike today. So this is actually in the Skillman Horse Campground. So this access to the trailhead is at the back of the campground. We kind of drove all the way around through everything. There's a couple spots that look like they were trailheads, but until we just kind of drove through the whole thing.
This is a Pioneer and the Hallelujah Trails, so the other one...
Well, that's what they're kind of like. You're using the Pioneer Trail to get to the Hallelujah Trail,
Yeah.
I think. Something like that. We've done a lot of vias. It's like one or two different trails within the same. So we parked down here in this little spot that is not a campsite. I'm not sure if that's proper thing to do because the campsites do cost money. There's a few bathrooms here and there, so if you need to go to the bathroom, it's really cool to see these like horse stalls and stuff. I've never been, so I guess this trail is, or there's another trail too at the other end that we saw. It was a off-road vehicle trail, so probably you could use horses on it as well. I don't know if they mix those together. I already see poop right here at the very beginning of the trail, so maybe the horses go on this trail. I don't know. I'm sure we'll see evidence if they do. So knocking on 4,500 feet elevation. And we're excited because this is going to be a different terrain than we've been doing lately. We've been doing lots of rocks and glacier lakes, and we thought let's do more dirt today and less rock, maybe more shade and more trees.
Yes.
Just had to show how so many of these huge pine cones.
Size of my foot.
Yeah. There's so many right through here. We don't know much about trees and that kind of stuff, because if you come down here, you'll see all these smaller pine cones. So why that tree produces huge pine cones, and we went by a couple of them. They're kind of sporadic. Here and there we'll find tons of big pine cones. These are all little, different sizes. This is such a nice hike.
It is.
So cool. Besides the here in Highway 20, this is nice and cool and beautiful. Okay, so when we did come into the campground, there was this trail that like starts down there. I think that's the OHV trail or something. Anyway, we just came out from right here and crossed the road, and you come across here. So this is for hiking, horseback riding, and cycling. It's really cool. This would be a cool mountain bike trail. We've already seen the horse poop on it. So in the campground, only one person. We only saw one campsite with somebody in it, and they did have horses. This is close to Highway 20, and you'll hear that traffic sometimes in the video probably. It's not a lot of traffic. This is supposed to be a 5.5 mile loop, and it was 64 degrees when we showed up. It's nice and cool here, and what's nice is there's these markings on the trees a lot. Oh, they got some mountain bikers up here. Oh, it's beautiful here. All right, we're coming out of the forest and just see like a total different change in terrain. Kind of interesting. No trees right through here at all. I don't even see much of stumps. It's more of just bush. This trail has been marked absolutely phenomenally so far. We've been the only ones on the trail except for two mountain bikers. We're into the hike over a mile already. This is pretty close to Highway 20. It's right there. But this is a loop trail, which we love. So on the backside, well, should be further away from 20. And in the reviews on All Trails, a lot of people said it is definitely best to do this trail counterclockwise. So that's what we're doing. There's Nia. She hasn't been on this camera for a while. We might actually have to do some mosquito spray. There's been a few mosquitoes and bugs that start just right when I'm ready to pull out the spray. They kind of lighten up, and then I don't. I got bugs flying all around my hand right now. There's some squirrels down here.
I could not hear you at all.
So if you're going counterclockwise, you'll come to this big open area. I don't even know where this road goes. I don't know. That sign goes. But it's a cleared out area.
This is Hallelujah. We've been on the Pioneer.
So yeah, this is called the Hallelujah and the Pioneer Loop Trail. And I believe we're supposed to do a little bit of both. I think the Pioneer Trail goes all the way down Highway 20 from Nevada City all the way up toward 80. But I've been following us on the map on my phone, and it says we are supposed to be coming this way now. So I think this is right. I'll check in a couple more minutes, but we are supposed to be shooting off to the left now, starting our loop. I think the Pioneer just goes parallel to Highway 20 the whole way.
Oh.
We've done approximately 2 miles now. Anyway, it looks like we're going to go down in elevation, which means we'll be doing some elevation gain coming back on the other end of the trail.
Yep.
It's really pretty through here. All these vines and flowers. We're finally hitting our most drastic part of the elevation gain so far. We're almost at 3 miles, or about 3 miles on this trail. So if you're going counterclockwise, that's where you're going to start hitting, going uphill. We did see one more mountain biker back about a quarter mile, not staying on the same path we're on. But I do see tire tracks on this trail, so people do bike through here. It's probably pretty fun, actually. I haven't seen a lot less horse poo. So, what's that, Nia? Oh yeah. Wow, this is so pretty. It's like jungle through here. So what do you think of this trail so far, Nia? We're about halfway through.
It is gorgeous. Very well marked. We have not got lost on it. And we kind of were discussing how it is pretty repetitive. There was only one terrain change. But besides that, it's pretty much the same. But you're still in a gorgeous area in the forest.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
We are hitting some hot spots, but then we hit some nice cool spots too. And it's just a different kind of hike than we've been doing lately.
Exactly.
So
it's
this is nice.
Change up.
Yeah.
Well, we're not on rocks.
We're very foresty. The trail was very well marked.
We did not get lost at all.
We didn't get lost.
That shows how good it was marked.
We did discover, I kind of have never done this before, but I used the navigate feature on the All Trails app. So there are several trails that kind of go off from this trail, but there are, when you come to intersections and stuff, I think if you look around on trees and stuff, there was almost basically a marking on every corner, every place there was. So this is our second time using our trekking poles. That was something we wanted to bring up. We felt like we need to figure out when is the appropriate time to carry those along and when not. And we felt a little foolish doing a small 5.5 mile hike with, it's like around 700 and something foot elevation gain. So we weren't sure if that was a good idea or not, but we discovered for ourselves that was a good idea. It's worth it. For us, it was definitely, you hit about that 3 mile mark and it starts going up, and it's a pretty good incline, and those poles were really handy for that.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to step on some horse poop, because it's everywhere on the trail. If you don't like it, then you probably shouldn't be on the trail.
You'll smell little whiffs here and there sometimes of evidence of horse, and
just be aware that you're going to hear 20 a lot. Not the whole time, but you hear it for the majority of it. I would rate it, from everything we consider, a 7.3.
It's definitely a 7 something, I would think. It is a bit repetitive and it's a lot of the same scenery, but it was just nice. It was just really pleasant. The trail was marked pretty decently, cleared pretty decently. We only had to hurdle one tree that crossed the path. Other than that, we didn't really have to hop over anything. It was just a boring, nice hike. Beautiful. No water. We kind of like to have water, but we do love loop trails, and this was a loop, so it was always new, and it was great. Something we're going to have to try to figure out is the All Trails app said 5.5 mile. Then using the navigation on the app said we did 6.2 miles.
And that also correlated with my Fitbit, which says
Neana's,
6.2.
Yeah, Fitbit said 6.2 approximately. We don't know exactly what she had on it right when she started, but not very much. And then I have this new Garmin that I bought and spent a pretty decent amount of money on it, and it's saying 5.3 miles. So I am showing nearly a mile less on a Garmin versus a Fitbit, and the navigation on All Trails. However, All Trails says it's a 5.5 mile hike. My Garmin says 5.3. My number is closer to what it says it is, but then we have two things that agree on the distance. So I guess got to do a little research and figure that out. We are thinking about going and doing another really short little hike that's just up the road. It's like a third of a mile, or really dinky little hike. Throw that on here and call it a day. All right, spend time in nature. Thanks for coming along with us.
Thank you for watching.
And the other problem on this trail was there's a few mosquitoes. We sprayed probably twice at least and still had a little bit of an issue. So definitely bring you some mosquito spray of some sort. All right, have a good day. We'll see you on the next one. We're gonna do this quick little hike that was just up the road called Omega Diggins Overlook Trail. It's supposed to be a quarter mile. There we go. Okay, gonna do a quick. The review is probably gonna take longer than the hike.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is on Highway 20. It's an overlook and
Quarter mile.
flat. Anybody can walk it.
Interpretive.
You could take a wheelchair on it. It's all paved. If you're driving through Nevada City to Truckee or along 20 and you've been driving a while and you just want to stretch your legs or you just want a quick little hike, this will take you 5 minutes. The one part of the trail that's not paved, I was trying to stick to pavement,
Oh, yeah.
which I think we could have just went up that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll tag this on to the end of the last hike we did, and they're literally like 5 minutes apart. So.
Yeah.